Good morning, class. Okay. Are you excited to hear or to know our lesson for today? Okay, very good. It's very nice to hear. So, our lesson for today is about the presidents of the Philippines. But before we proceed to our lesson proper, let me define to you first the role of the president of our country. So, the President of the Philippines is the head of the state and the head of the state government of the Philippines. The President leads the executive branch of the Philippine government and is the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. We have 16 presidents of the Philippines who lead our country. So, the first president is Emilio Aguinaldo. He was the first president of the Philippine First Republic. He led the proclamation of the Philippine independence on June 12, 1898 in his ancestral home in Kawit, Cavite. Our second president is Manuel L. Quezon. He was the second president of the Philippines and the first president of the Philippine Commonwealth under the USA. So, he was the first president elected through a national election. So, our third president was Jose P. Laurel. He was also the president of the Second Republic of the Philippines. He was also recognized as a legitimate president of the Philippines. And our fourth president is Sergio Osmeña Sr. He was also the second president in Commonwealth. One of his contributions and achievements is that he joined with United States General MacArthur in Leyte on October 20, 1944, to begin restoration of Philippine freedom after Japanese occupation, founder of the Nacionalista Party. And our fifth president is Manuel Rojas. He was also the third and last president under the Commonwealth, and the first president of the Third Republic of the Philippines. Manuel Rojas was inaugurated as the first president of the new republic after World War II. So, our sixth president of the Philippines was Elpidio Quirino. He is also the second president of the Third Republic of the Philippines. One of his contributions and achievements is that he created the Social Security Commission. And Ramon Magsaysay is our or was our seventh president of the Philippines. He also the third president of the Third Republic of the Philippines. He led the defeat to Hukbalahap movement in the Philippines. And so, Carlos P. Garcia is our eighth president of the Philippines and the fourth president of the Third Republic. One of his achievement and contribution is that cultural arts was revived during his term. Diosdado P. Macapagal was our ninth president of the Philippines. He was a lawyer and economist. He was born in Lubao, Pampanga. He placed the Philippine peso in the free currency exchange market and he encouraged exports. Ferdinand Marcos was our 10th president of the Philippines and the last president of the Third Republic. He was the longest ruling president of the Philippines because he ruled for 21 years. He increased the size of Philippine military and armed forces. Corazon Aquino was the first woman president of the Philippines and the first woman to become a president of an Asian country. She was the 11th president and a democracy icon. And Fidel Ramos is our 12th president and the oldest living former president of the country. He was widely credited as the most effective president because he led the Philippines to economic growth. And Joseph Estrada was our 10th president or 13th president of the Philippines. He was the first film actor to become a president in the country. He was the first president in Asia to be impeached from an executive role because he was ousted from the presidency in 2001. And Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, our 14th president in the Philippines. She was the second female president and she oversaw higher economic growth than the past three presidents before her. And our 15th president of the Philippines is Benigno Aquino III. He created the No Wangwang Street Siren policy. He initiated shifting to K-12 education of the Philippines. And our 16th president of the Philippines was Rodrigo Roa Duterte. He launched the Build infrastructure program, one of Forbes' list of world's most powerful people in 2016. He was also signed the Train Law and Comprehensive Tax Reform program. And so, class, that was all about our 16th President of the Philippines. And for your activity, please copy and answer it in your activity notebook. So your activity number 1 is a multiple choice. Okay? So are you done? Okay, let's proceed to activity 2. Copy and answer it also in your activity notebook. This is a matching type activity. Okay? Okay, are you done? Okay, class. So, on for your assignment, you're going to choose one of our 16 presidents and discuss his or her contribution to our country. So, do your discussion in the class tomorrow on our next meeting. So, that's all for today, class. Goodbye and thank you, class. Okay, goodbye.